So what I'll leave you with is this peacetime mindset of security no longer is sustainable. We really have to get out of checking the box and then waiting for the bad guys to show up to verify that security tools are working or not. And the reason why we've got to really do that quickly is there are over 1,000 companies that withdrew from the Russian economy over the past 9 months due to the Ukrainian war. You should expect every one of them to be punished by the Russians for leaving and punished from a cyber standpoint. And this is no longer about financial extortion that is ransomware. This is about punishing and destroying companies. And you can punish any one of these companies by going after them directly or by going after their suppliers and their distributors. So suddenly your attack surface is no longer just your own enterprise. It's how you bring your goods to market, and it's how you get your goods created. Because while I may not be able to disrupt your ability to harvest fruit, if I can get those trucks stuck at the border, I can increase spoilage and have the same effect. And what we should expect to see is this idea of cyber-enabled economic warfare, where if we issue a sanction like banning the Russians from traveling, there is a cyber-enabled counterpunch, which is corrupt and destroy the American Airlines database. That is below the threshold of war. That's not going to trigger the 82nd Airborne to be mobilized, but it's going to achieve the right effect. Ban the sale of luxury goods, disrupt the supply chain and create shortages. Ban Russian oil and gas, attack refineries to call a 10x spike in gas prices 3 days before the election. This is the future, and therefore I think what we have to do is shift towards a wartime mindset, which is don't trust your security posture, verify it. See yourself through the eyes of the attacker, build that incident response muscle memory, and drive better collaboration between the red and the blue teams, your suppliers and your distributors, and your information sharing organizations that you have in place. And what was really valuable for me as a Splunk customer was when a router crashes, at that moment, you don't know if it's due to an IT administration problem or an attacker. And what you want to have are different people asking different questions of the same data. And you want to have that integrated triage process of an IT lens to that problem, a security lens to that problem, and then from there figuring out is this an IT workflow to execute or a security incident to execute. And you want to have all of that as an integrated team, integrated process, integrated technology stack. And this was something that I cared very deeply about as both a Splunk customer and as Splunk CTO, that I see time and time again across the board. So Patrick, I'll leave you with the last word in the final 3 minutes here, and I don't see any open questions. So please take us home.
Oh man, Snail, you think we spent hours and hours prepping for this together? That last 40 seconds of your talk track is probably one of the things I'm most passionate about in this industry right now. And I think NIST has done some really interesting work here around building cyber resilient organizations that has really, I think, helped the industry see that incidents can come from adverse conditions, stresses, performance taxations in the infrastructure, service, or app layer, and they can come from malicious compromises, insider threats, external threat actors. And the more that we look at this from the perspective of a broader cyber resilience mission in a wartime mindset, I think we're going to be much better off. And what you talk about with operationally minded ISACs, information sharing, intelligence sharing becomes so important in these wartime situations. And we know not all ISACs are created equal, but we're also seeing a lot of more ad hoc information sharing groups popping up. So look, I think you framed it really, really well. I love the concept of wartime mindset, and I like the idea of applying a cyber resilience lens. Like if you had one more layer on top of that bottom right cake, I think the IT lens and the security lens, they roll up to this concept of cyber resilience. And I think this has done some great work there for us.
Yeah, you're spot on, and that's gonna, I think, be the next terrain that you're gonna see vendors try to get after, but that I think Splunk is best positioned to win.